affect the human energy system.
Can you tell us what you observe?
Well, I observed this first with Kerning photography in the mid-1970s. And I noticed that crystals had a field of their own that was very similar to a living field, but I couldn't be sure. It was only later with PIP, polycontrast interference photography, my other invention that was in the late 80s, that came about first, that we saw anomalies coming in and out of the crystals of energy forms, amorphous energy, amoeboid, and we have the film footage of all this, coming in and out the crystal. And they seem to behaving very intelligently.
So it has its own consciousness, and if you interface its consciousness with our consciousness...
They react.
They react. And
yes, indeed. In the hands of healers, for example. I had an Icelandic healer, and he could actually, in Icelandic they're called steina folk, and these steina folk are energies in the stones and crystals. And he was able to sort of ask them to come out, and they could move over the surface of the crystal. They even moved into his arm, and we have film footage of that.
Absolutely fascinating. In fact, we'll talk to Dr. Daly a little bit more about that as well.
He's an expert in crystals in his own right.
He is. He utilizes them for healing, and to talk also about just the simplicity, because you're able to capture those images and decipher them. And I watched him work with some people yesterday,
Indeed.
And the energies coming from the crystals themselves
beautiful
is magnificent. And I would think the sooner we can understand this isn't just woo-woo, this is a natural phenomena. Indeed. That has, now you're validating
ancient
scientifically.
People knew this. When they held a stone, they felt something. There are people still with it of sensitivity when they held these crystals, gemstones. And then it came about that people wanted to adorn themselves, put them on their bodies for ceremonial purposes. Later on, thousands of years later, hundreds of years later, it got debased in the sense that people just wore them for jewelry and forgot what the purpose of them was. It wasn't just for their prettiness, their attractiveness. They were there to affect an energy state, to keep our energies, help keep our energies in balance. Mm-hmm. That knowledge got lost, and it's now being rediscovered, I'm pleased to say.
And it works
in
with
many places all over the world.
Absolutely, and it works with our consciousness, with our
Very
intention.
much. Our conscious
It's almost
intent.
as though it's an amplifier, isn't it? And
yes,
more.
An energy amplifier, energy transducer, that's exactly what I believe the crystals are. And when you look at a crystal, you're looking at the most ordered form of matter in the universe, because it's not just the external geometry that looks nice and straight and balanced. The internal structure, called a crystal lattice, is very ordered structure indeed. You know, there isn't any other systems that we know of in the universe that's so ordered. With its internal geometry of atomic structure, and also the energy lattice that moves through this whole thing.
This is an incredible area to begin watching, and again, thank you for allowing us to see crystals in operation and watch the emanation coming from them. So where are you headed with all of your work right now? Because aside from the obvious, which is you're showing a living universe, you're showing the full-colored, living, undulating, vibrating, alive universe, an energy field of all things around us. Is it all right to mention my book?
Absolutely. And that's called Harry Oldfield's Invisible Universe.
Yes.
And, you know, that can be got on our website and many other places.
Absolutely.
And that's a story of my discovery over many years. And I've gone beyond the book now.
That's what I wanted to
since the book
find
was written, because I have got more and more fascinated with the energy of the earth itself, and these wonderful sacred spots and special places on the earth. Last year, for example, I was privileged with Dr. Daly to photograph the energy of Niagara Falls, a wonderful place where the First Nation people have said always that there is a special energy there, a special Manitou, a spirit of the place. And we photographed this energy vortex that's so beautiful at Niagara with our system, PIP. And I've recently photographed the energy at another sacred site in the United Kingdom of Stonehenge. And we have energies swirling around the stones, interconnected between the stones, beams of energy coming down from the sky, hitting the stones, and the stones interacting. Especially when the sun's up there. I believe that the ancient site was an ancient sun temple. These ancient people knew what they were doing when they put these stones there. They were creating an energy for that spot on the earth, perhaps for their crops, perhaps for something else, I don't know, but they definitely knew what they were doing. It's a high energy spot. Just
out of curiosity, I have been living in Sedona for the last 7 years.
Oh my, that's a place I want to go. I believe it has very special energy in the United States.
I'd love to request that you do that.
I'd love to next time I'm here. Perhaps we can arrange something.
I'd love that. Yeah, and then we can update this interview after you go to Sedona as well, and with the imagery. And we're going to, the people, everybody watching this interview.
I would love to know. I've heard of the energies there. They're legendary.
Yes.
But I would love to be one of the first researchers to photograph it for you.
Oh, yes. Well, let's see what we can arrange. And in the interim, I thank you so much for your time. Is there any other little wrap-up thought besides where you're going with this right now that you'd like to share with us
well,
on your discoveries?
Basically, I just want to say it's just been great here in America. The openness to my research has been staggering. May I just say that I'm very grateful to Dr. Norman Shealy and Hollis University, who have recently, in the last couple of weeks, appointed me as visiting professor of energy medicine at that wonderful university. And it's a great privilege now for me to thank America for making me an American professor.
For embracing your knowledge. Yes, indeed. Well, you deserve it.
Thank you.
And more.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see what happens with Sedona and all the work coming in the future. And you're going to also have to tell us your beauty secret. You're a little older than you appear. Your skin
thank you so much. It's
beautiful.
all to do, I think, with energy, balance, and also the fact that my soul is doing what it wants to do in life. I feel privileged that I can say that, and I would want every human being on the planet to share that joy that every day I get doing what I want to do in life to the best of my possibility.
Well, it shows on all levels.
Thank you so much,
Harry.
everybody. Thank you.
You can learn more about Pip by visiting Harry's website listed below. Meanwhile, you'll likely want to take a look at the companion interview to this one, where we spoke with Dr. Brian Daly, who works with Harry, validating how energy healing works with clients in real time. That healing energy is available to each of us and works is no longer up for debate, thanks to Pip. Until next time, thanks for watching.